connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.
Hi, this is Dave Roundtree, co-author of the soon-to-be-released Demon Street USA, author of Paranormal Technology, an all-around science geek in the paranormal. And when I'm not doing anything, I sit around and chuckle to the antics of the Malliard Report.
The opinions expressed on the Malliard Report are those of the host and participants and are not intended to and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of any simulcasting radio network or sponsor. All listeners are advised to make their own decisions.
It's the Malliard Report, yeah, the Malliard Report, the paranormal talk radio show with Jim Malliard as your host. See what life beneath any paranormal activity. Go inside a world that others don't want to see. The Malliard Report, yeah, the Malliard Report.
It is the Malliard Report, and I want to welcome you all to the Malliard Report. Tonight's sponsor is Spectrum Light, the best IR boosters available, significant light illumination gain with Sony infrared cameras. Visit SpectrumState.com or follow them on Twitter at AU Paranormal. They're from Australia. How cool is that? And I want to welcome everybody as I'm trying to. There we go. My guest tonight is grant-lahaie.
Hey, but close.
I'll slaughter it a few more times, and then the show will be over.
No, get after it, man. That's great.
So how are you doing tonight, Grant?
Dude, I'm doing awesome. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, except it's like we were just mentioning, it's like 85 degrees here. We switched weather because it's normally 60. So
we totally switched weather, and we're time traveling right now due to this miracle of the internet, which is great because I'm back here at 8 o'clock, and you're up there at 9 o'clock. So
I know, right? And then people can listen to it at any time after this.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Which is
just
kind
the
of
miracles of the internet and time travel. It blows my mind every time.
So we're talking about this. What's the strangest thing or the strangest place that, I mean, you've got a number of shows. What's the strangest thing that's come from a fan from either near or abroad?
Oh, man. Strangest thing that has come from a fan.
It could be a question or an email or a compliment. Just, I don't know.
That's actually really, really hard.
I start out with the smoking hot questions, apparently. No.
Man, you just smacked me in the face for no good reason whatsoever. So
okay, so
I'll take that.
So where's the wildest thing, like comment that you kind of were surprised that somebody is listening there? I'll tell you mine. I got an email from a listener in Brazil, and I don't know why that one just kind of took me off guard.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, we've gotten reach outs from, I think the biggest place where we have gotten traffic and insights from were over in the Middle East. We actually get a lot of traffic from the Middle East, which is always kind of blows my mind.
You're not going to end up on the Do Not Fly list, are you?
No.
I get a lot of traffic from Virginia, so...
Yeah, overseas-wise, we get Australia, London, Russia. We get a lot from Russia, and then a lot from Iraq, Iran, a bunch of other smaller countries with larger names that I can't even get into pronouncing right now.
You'll still do better than me pronouncing your last name, so it's all good.
Thank God there's not a country called LAHAIE.
I know, right?
They would never get the respect that they deserve from you.
It's good. So, okay, let's start back at square one now that we've had a few minutes of fun.
Yes.
EpicPodQuest. Where did that? I mean, let's start where it started, because I just got a whole bunch of stuff here that we can click down through after we get to the root of it all. So tell me where it came from.
EpicPodQuest came from many a drunken patio nights, where we Nate and I always wanted to do a podcast. So we started out, we bought a board, and then we never did anything with it. And then I'd say about 2 years later, we suddenly had the idea again to start a podcast. And so after having a few margaritas and getting some stuff taken care of, we sold some gear that we had collected, some guitars and stuff, and I threw in some cash money and a connection at Guitar Center, and we just went in and just blew a solid amount of money on mics, stands, cables, all of that. And we were trying to think of a name for the whole thing, and out of a group text chat between Justin, myself, and Nate, I think Justin was the one who sent out EpicPodQuest, and Nate was always on board, but I remember that for myself, I absolutely hated the name. I thought it was the worst thing ever. And I fought them on it. I remember in the text battle, it became a battle after that point. I just remember hating on that name with all of my might. And then they both kept just saying it back and forth and just texting it with larger fonts and anything else that they could back and forth. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And it just kept growing on me and growing on me. So I finally conceded the battle and gave in to the quest, and absolutely love it. Couldn't dream of having a different name.
So you kind of went from a garage band to podcasters over the course of time. Is that's the gist of that?
Yeah, pretty much. Very, very similar.
You realized there was no success in music, so you decided to take on podcasting where there's no success either.
Yeah. There is also zero success in filmmaking, which is where we really started. Like, you're either really, really good or you are a student filmmaker and have zero money, and no one will respect you and your time. So we went from raising a couple $1,000s here or there to make a little short film or short movie, to doing something that we knew would be a one-time investment. With just some add-on purchases here and there, not a whole nother $2,000 or $3,000 every time we wanted to go do something fun.
I respect people that do video, either video YouTube shows or makes movies. I can't even imagine trying to edit video. I mean, I hate editing audio myself. So I
have no patience for editing.
So even just the shooting and the writing, and just any part of that just makes my mind want to explode. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. As I would always tell anyone who would be like, "Oh, you do movies? Well, let's do. You can help me with this editing." And I'm like, I'm going to be really upfront and honest with you. I effing hate editing. I was like, I have no patience for it. I understand the process, so I can tell an editor what to do. I was like, but that's about it. And they're like, oh, well, that's a really smart answer. And I'm like, thank you. I have no patience for it, though, so you can go edit your own project.
So what's the one thing that really lights your flame, so to speak, when it comes to the video or even audio? Because we all have the thing we really like to do with it, and the rest of it's just kind of the necessary evil to do the one thing.
Right. It's really just the repetitive nature of editing that I really hate.
No, I'm talking about the one thing you like to do. We're done with the things you hate to do. What's the one thing you really like to do, either with the video or the audio, that makes the other stuff tolerable?
It's performing. It's hanging out with my friends and doing something so incredible and awesome that we all really, really enjoy. EpicPodQuest as a whole has elevated and really grown outside of what we had originally planned it to be, and we're consistently problem solving with the brand and our websites and things like that we're doing. So just being able to be creative is probably one of the best things about it, and getting to oversee that. If
you haven't been to epicpodquest.com, take a few seconds here and go over there, because through the course of the next couple minutes here, we're going to be talking about the other projects that are on this site, which I'm pretty sure you might find something you like over there. There's a lot of good stuff.
There's definitely something for everyone. If you don't see what you like, please come talk to me about that, because then we'll just hire you to do that. So, That's one of the, like, we are always looking for new talent, and we're always looking for people. I have, right now, there's over 20 contributing writers to the website that pop in and out as they please, and as they kind of come up with something. We have multiple YouTube shows in development, and we're always looking for more YouTube shows. Something that's just going to challenge the norm and something that you're really passionate about. If you're not passionate about it 100%, eat, sleep, dream, whatever you're doing, then it's not necessarily for our site or for a brand. We really, really, really get into what we're working on. In some cases, have to put other things on hold just so we can actually breathe while we develop new things and work on new projects. So,
see, you did better than me because I only counted 13 authors, but I didn't count that high. I think that maybe you have some hidden somewhere that I didn't get to count, or maybe I just missed the whole page of them somewhere. But
no, yeah, you're good there. There are a handful of people who have not that we just signed.
Oh, okay, so you kind of let the cat out of the bag on that one.
Right. Well, we have a whole new podcast starting, and so there's 4 guys there. I have another 2 guys who are coming on as writers, which is going to be great. And I think there's like 1 or 2 more. I think I may just be right at the 20 mark.
Either way, I'm not going to count them again, so you're good. I already counted them once.
I'll dig it. But for anyone else who's listening, don't count them.
Just count me, and then I'll put you at 20 either way. Oh.
No, there you go. I'll have you come and guest right for us.
Well, you don't want that.
We can use some paranormal. We can use some paranormal awesomeness.
You don't want me guest rating for you. You'll lose listeners or viewers or whatever.
That's okay. We have an editor to make it look good. So, you'll fit our format no matter what.
So, okay. Which one of these is the next project I will shoot? Because I've got EpicPodQuest, and I just kind of scribbled them down. Which one was the first one that kind of came after EpicPodQuest that you decided to take in and start developing the brand out?
Sure. So we from EpicPodQuest, we moved directly into the website and to YouTube. So we started developing online web content and making all of that happen. And then from there, we started with the Side Quest, which is a show on YouTube that we do directly following the EpicPodQuest podcast. It's kind of behind the scenes, kind of an extension of our recorded show that everyone kind of gets to hang out with us as we kind of go into the EpicPodQuest studio and continue on talking about stuff.
You get to also see them wrap up wires and other fun stuff. No.
Yeah, no. Just hide wires with alcohol bottles and yeah, man, pretty much though. We don't tear down anything though until we're absolutely done.
I'd make for a better show watching you wind the wires up, put them away.
Yeah, great. We'll go to the Side Quest. We're about to turn off the camera because we needed to survive. We need to pack it up.
Yeah, this is how to set your podcast up if you watch it in reverse.
Yeah. It would be the best how-to video YouTube's ever seen.
So I'm gonna throw a few of these other shows out here. Shows or blogs are out. I'm thinking they're all shows if I did my homework right. So, Security Level 7. I haven't heard this
Security
one.
Level 7.
I seen it. Cool. I went, what? How have I missed that? But of course, I said, I've missed everything over the winter. So
that's okay. Security Level 7 is a great show. It's hosted by our producer John Mulhern, and we added a good friend of ours. His name is James Stewart. John and James do a great job recapping every episode of the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. television show. So it's the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan cast. I say the official, unofficial fan cast, and they say the unofficial fan cast. So
all depends on how you want to spin that.
Yeah, pretty much. But they, I'm trying to think when their shows. They record every Tuesday. They record the same night that the show comes out, so they watch it together, take notes, then they talk about it right after the show. And then it's not a live show. but it's recorded, and I believe it's released on Wednesdays. So that way you can hear it when you're driving into work for the next day if you watch the show. And then also you'll have it for whenever you're ready, because like me, I typically don't get to watch it on Tuesday nights unless if I'm with them recording. So I'll watch it and then I'll listen to their show Wednesday or Thursday.
And that's I want to take this pause here and we'll reflect on a different topic before we get back to your site. How great is the DVR? I mean, we're both podcast hosts, so we basically live and breathe through the DVR version of the internet. But
pretty much. I'm on Hulu all the time, catching up on shows as they populate the day after. I'm right there, ready to go. Yeah, we're
because that's just it. We like our content when we want it. I mean, we're so busy with other things and listening to things, and then at 11 o'clock at night you go, I wanted to watch that show at 9 o'clock, and you go, oh, okay, well, ding, ding, got it.
Yeah, thanks, On Demand. Yeah. You're welcome, Brent. Thank you for paying for my services. I'm like, you're welcome.
So you mentioned earlier you have a bunch of writers and a bunch of different blog topics. Can you just lay out in, I'll say Twitter form for me? You can give me a short overview of some of these so people know what they're looking at or going to look at.
As far as what goes?
Your blogs. What kind of blogs do you have over there?
Oh, dude, everything. We recently had a blog and an article comparing sneakers to Disney princesses. It was pretty amazing. So there's literally everything. There's technology, there's entertainment. We do anything app related. We try to throw out like the top free apps that you can find on the app stores, so you can go out and find the coolest and the best free games. We download and play them, and kind of play through about the first like 10 levels of the game if we can make it that far. And
except Angry. What was that bird? What was that bird game? That was really popular.
The Angry Birds.
Yeah, no, not the Angry Birds. The bird that nobody can beat.
No, I have no idea, man.
Anyways, Angry Birds is cool. I like Angry Birds. That's a good game.
Angry Birds is all right until you're done playing Angry Birds, and you're just like, wow, I have wasted a lot of my time doing that. And then you get stuck on like Candy Crush or Farmville Saga or whatever, and you're like, why am I playing these idiotic games?
See, I never got into Farmville because it just seems stupid to me. I'm like, I don't even want to do this in real life. Why am I doing this on a game?
Exactly. I don't know why anybody would want to do that on a game or in real life.
Well, I mean, I understand in real life some people want to eat, but I mean...
Well, if that's what puts food on your table, then go do it because you kind of have to. For everyone else who just wants to be lazy and buy what they have, then just do that.
Yeah,
be like me and just gripe about it.
Well, that's the nature of the beast. We can gripe. We're griping about everything, it seems like, tonight. That's okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're allowed to do that once in a while.
We are absolutely allowed to do that.
So, what do you write about? Do you write? I guess I should ask that question first before I ask the other one.
Yes, I do. I write technology articles on the website. So, we used to run a little I don't even know what it would be technically categorized. I guess it was a bit on EpicPodQuest that we would do technology granted, where I would bring fun little pieces of technology to the table. It would just be something that we would talk about during a segment or two here or there, and I would try to find like the most amazing coasters and just the weird, goofy stuff that would just get everyone laughing. But then that kind of evolved into doing more up-and-coming technology, finding some of the newest stuff out there that's kind of breaking down the norms of what we know today as technology, or integrating multiple pieces of technology to create a new end result. And then I'll look for anything else kind of fun and entertainment related. So whether that be writing a quick review on a Walking Dead episode, or just what I find while trolling the internet, I'll get right down and dirty with it.
Okay, so you're listening to the Malliard Report. My guest tonight is Grant-LAHAIE. No. LAHAIE.
Close.
LAHAIE.
Nope. Closer.
Give it to me one more time.
It's LAHAIE. Like LAH and then HEY.
Okay, well, we'll try this again here in a little bit. So, okay, back to the technology thing for a minute. What do you think about Google Glass? I know this is a good T-ball question.
Oh man, I'm not impressed with it. I think they look absolutely atrocious and weird. I've definitely seen people wear them. I don't need to have the world pummeled at my face 24/7, which is what Google would want us to do. I don't need a device to help me interact with the modern or the daily worlds that I deal with. It's fine. I have a phone that it connects to the internet, and I'm always still connected, and I can pull that out and look at it. Wearable tech is cool, but I think the wearable tech needs to stay in the form of wearables like watches or a sleeve or integrated into clothing or things like that can be a part of you but can be turned off, or they don't affect the way you see.
Make you look like a goober, you mean?
Look like an idiot, dude.
I mean, I think I think the one thing that would be cool is having that, like, so you could say, take picture now, like hands-free. I think that's about my limitation of it all. I think that's like the highlight of anything it could do.
Yeah.
I don't want my GPS staring me in the face, telling me make the next available U-turn.
No, I want that projected onto the windshield. I don't need anything like on my eyeball telling me to turn. Just project it onto my windshield. I'll be fine with that.
Well, truthfully, how far away are we from that? Like your phone projecting up bigger?
We're already here. If you turn the brightness up on your phone all the way, there are apps out there that already give you heads-up displays. If you just search for HUD in the app stores, you'll find a multitude of heads-up display apps for not only GPS but for directions, compass, speed. You just have to get it up on the dashboard or mount it to your windshield using one of the little suction cup things, and it'll hold up, man. It works out well. It doesn't work too well in daylight, but it definitely works well at night. And as far as having the technology, we're already there. We have the technology available even in the modern market. We just have to start installing it. But I think people are still... Go ahead.
I was going to say, we don't want to do too much at once because then we'll scare people.
Yeah, well, we already have... our cars now have operating systems, so I think we're okay.
Until the computer goes bad and you can't start your car.
Right. Thank you, Skynet.
It's fun to think about where we could go, but it's also kind of scary to think where we could go to. At least to me.
Yeah, dude. There's literally zero limit as far as where we could go, and knowing the more and more integration we have, and the more and more of all these large companies selling off all of our data to larger organizations, and having devices that consistently and always just share information just gets crazy. The possibilities are endless as far as what we could be looking at, and I think that going further than where we are now could just be, who knows where it could end up. Just, it's super scary.
Yeah, well, I was laughing the other day. I seen 2 Facebook posts, and I had to sign off after seeing these 2 posts. Okay? The first one was, why is Facebook, viewing my internet history and putting ads up on things that I clicked on in the last week? I'm thinking Google AdSense has been doing that since 10 years ago. Welcome to the internet. Thanks. And the other one was... Facebook. Now Facebook's doing it. Oh no. Facebook's doing it now. Yeah, Facebook's doing it now. It's an issue.
Now it's too far.
Yeah, now I don't want to see what I just was browsing for on internet and on eBay on my Facebook. And the other one was, my Facebook posts are private. If you share them, I'm going to block you. And I'm thinking, your Facebook posts aren't private. Everybody in the world could see them, even if you do have them set for friends only. Get over the privacy. If you post it on Facebook, it's public. It's worldwide. It's gone forever. There's no coming back. You're not putting it back in the ketchup bottle.
No, you're not.
So if you don't want it out there, don't put it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that statement.
And my email was hacked, last night into this morning. So anything that was there, it started shooting out like 1,200 messages a minute, which was fun. Like a solid shooter.
You get the security notification from the, like, you've been blocked for spamming, and you're like, why? I haven't done anything.
I was going to say, I just woke up. What is going on?
I just want my email back.
I checked it on my phone this morning. It took forever to open it. I'm like, what's going on? So I got my computer open. I'm like, what? No, what? Yeah, it's been a long day, a fun day. That's the other thing. These hackers just need to go away. They need to leave me alone.
They need to leave everyone alone.
Do something productive. I guess they can't since Facebook now posts ads that people want to see. There's no real jobs there anymore.
Nope.
Oh goodness. Okay.
No. Now they gotta put their penis pill ads on something else like your inbox.
Every day I get some stupid pharmaceutical ad. And you watch TV. See, this is when I isn't paying attention to the DVR, and you start watching the ads. And you've got restless leg syndrome or whatever disease it is, and the side effects may include death. Is the symptom, is the condition worse than death? I don't know. I just always wonder about that.
Or just anything that just may involve massive bleeding.
Yeah.
Or,
you've got a hangnail, but the cure may cause death or stroke or heart attack. What? Cut your toenail.
Those things always, especially even when they're on TV and they're like, my life is so much better, minus all the bleeding rectums and the fact that my stomach turned inside out and has a giant hole in it, and now I have to have 4 surgeries, and I could also die.
Yeah. It always goes, really? That is what...
And now I can't have any children.
Yeah. I always love, tell your doctor about your medical conditions. Boy, my doctor should know my medical conditions. He should be telling me.
They should absolutely know that.
But I'm not telling my doctor anything. They said,
no.
Yeah, the only thing I tell my doctor is, I'm working on that new diet.
Yeah.
He loves hearing that from me.
Who's your doctor? How? What is this? Come on.
My doctor wants me to stop eating houses. Okay, so
next time tell them it's a Happy Meal. They kind of come with the house.
So we're going to dive back into your site, and this is another fun... I'm assuming this is a fun show. I haven't listened to this one either. I totally fail when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I think
okay.
I think Mad Mixology, might catch some of my listeners as something they might want to listen to.
Sweet. So Mad Mixology is a YouTube show. It is all about making
paint
drinks. Say what?
Paint. They're going to make paint.
Yes, we make paint of all different colors, and I teach you how to shake it. We make drinks, man. We make alcoholic beverages themed after movies that are coming out. Movies, DVD releases, TV shows. This show comes from a long passion of mixology for me. I love bartending. I loved making drinks. And I love being really creative when it comes to food and taste pairings and things like that. So with a love of cooking and doing all that stuff, I turned to mixology as an outlet to be able to kind of come up with some really cool stuff, and using movies, which are one of my all-time favorite pastimes, just watching or making movies. I decided to use a movie to theme as a theme for the drinks, and I would make a drink based on one of those movies, like Captain America. Most recently, did Captain America, made a drink called the Winter Defender, and I wanted to theme it around the American, all American apple, as American as apple pie, the Captain America. So I made a drink that was real close to a slice of good old warm apple pie. Used an ounce of Fireball whiskey, half an ounce of whipped cream vodka, and 4 ounces of apple cider, and poured that over ice. It was a great treat. It was one of my all-time favorite drinks.
So, did you just come up with these, or is there some trial and error, or?
There's definitely trial and error. When we first do, Nate and I would sit down and we would pick the movies, and then when we picked the movie, we would typically watch a trailer or two to kind of get a feel for it, because we're typically shooting these a good solid 2 months before the movie actually comes out. And we try to identify a theme or a villain or something from the trailer that, I can really sink my teeth into, and we can kind of make the drink for the movie. And so I'll just start with flavors, based on the trailer and the title and the name of the drink. If I can get the name of the drink first, and that even helps kind of narrow it down to what I want it to be. But I kind of start with, do I want a hot drink or do I want a cold drink? Do I want it over ice or do I want it shaken with ice? Do I want it to be a shot? Do I want it cold? How I want it. Do I want it served in a martini glass or in a highball glass? I kind of, I'll just go through and I'll build the structure of the drink, and then based on the glass, based on, do I want ice in it, or do I want chips of ice floating in it, or do I want it all shaken and strained, or I'll start building those elements, and then it's just kind of saying, okay, cool, now it's time to look at the liquor. And as I build flavors, I start with the liquor base, and then I add a sugar base, and then I add an acid or an acidic base. And those three principles alone are the kind of the standards for mixology. Sugar, acid, and alcohol. And building those together, that's really where we find a lot of success. And then we just kind of keep building out, tweaking, experimenting with different things. And we've had a few not work, and we had to rebuild them on the day. But we've had a few that absolutely work really, really well. And we never even had them until we just tried them, and we made them up probably a day or two before we filmed.
See, this is what I'm talking about here, folks. This is why I have him on. The art of putting together this is a video show. It's still
this is a video. Uh-huh.
It all translates the same way, putting a show together, audio, video. The passion it takes to develop a show. Listen to what he was just telling you about how he started. I mean, this is supposed to be a fun show. Listen to it. He's drinking alcohol. Come on now, gang. But you still hear, it's just not like he pours himself a cold one and says, hey, we've developed this for this movie, and he sits there and laughs about the movie for 30 seconds and says, see you later. So,
no, there's a lot of thought that goes into these things, and we typically will spend about 2 or 3 weeks writing all the episodes for the show. We do 8 episodes at a time, which is 2 months worth of content. And so we'll spend about 2 or 3 weeks writing all 8 episodes, and then we set a production date, and we kind of put a word out to all of our film crew that shows up, mostly just our camera guy. And then we turn around and we mix up the drinks. We shoot them all in one day. Takes us about an hour per episode to get everything shot and done, with camera moves and doing stuff like that.
And I'm assuming that you film the other ones, or record the other ones in bulk too, right? Sometimes the Side Quest is the only show right now that we don't film in bulk as far as YouTube goes. We do that at the end of every episode of EpicPodQuest.
So when we're all together, we take a quick break at the end when we cut recording for the podcast. Take a quick break to kind of stretch out, let the room aerate just a little bit, because we shut all the doors and we have all the vents closed, and we're trying to keep it as quiet as possible in that echoey room of death. And we get all shut down, and so we kind of take a break and we come back down, and the episode's exported and saved, and we turn on the camera and we roll audio again, and we use our mics as the sound input for the video instead of having to run separate audio into the camera into another system. And we just record. We do about 5 or 10 more minutes, and then we cut that and walk away from it. Then John will edit that and post it up later in the week.
Just remarkable.
Justin and I are doing another show now for YouTube called The Nerd Cave. It's gonna be like a weekly. It's going to be a weekly show. We may be able to pre-record some of them, but most of them I think we're just going to do live. Just record every week and just get it done. But it'll be a weekly nerd recap show. So we'll be out in the internet tracking down cool stories, nerdy things, keep you up to date on what we know about things like Star Wars and Star Trek and all the goodness in the world. I think we're gonna have some fun with that show.
Isn't calling them nerds kind of insulting them?
No, absolutely not. Nerds are actually one of the coolest things to be called right now.
Yeah, see how this is all cyclical or whatever the word is. It comes in cycles.
Cyclical. You're absolutely right.
Because when we were probably when I was growing up, a nerd was not what you wanted to be.
No, not at all.
And as you can tell, I was far from it. They had another word for me that we can't really say.
You still there?
Yep. Where'd you go? Did you fall off your chair?
Sorry, I knocked my phone off.
Uh-oh. That's how it goes sometimes when you're having too much fun. Okay.
All right, I'm there.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to ask you about, this one just caught my eye. I don't even know if you do it or not. I didn't even click on it, but I just wanted to say the name on air. The Movie Now Powwow. That sounds fun. Did you fight over that name too? No.
No. That was so Movie Now Powwow was an acquisition. It was one that we had 4 guys that we knew. James Stewart of Security Level 7. That's how we got him onto SL7. Was he came in with Movie Now Powwow, and it was a movie show. It was all about movies, pop culture, doing kind of trailer games and stuff like that. They wanted to be only video instead of doing audio, so we let them post up on our Facebook or on our YouTube channel, and then they kind of got busy and started doing other things. So we took James and said, "Here's a show for you. Why don't you do Security Level 7?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, that sounds awesome." And I'm like, "Perfect." And we leave the stuff on there because like they have a drinking game they have a couple drinking games up there for like Labyrinth and a couple other movies like Ace Ventura and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun to go back and watch those, and some of their stuff is really funny.
I can imagine that. So I'm thinking, you said Ace Ventura, and that's a movie that I watched a lot at one point in my life, so I can imagine that'd be... With new eyes, that'd probably be even more funny. But
it still holds up, and if you crack a couple beers while you're doing it and just follow the drinking game, it gets even better.
Okay, so here we go again. You're listening to the Malliard Report. My guest tonight is Grant-Lahaie.
Close, but not even close.
Well, what is it?
LAHAIE.
LAHAIE. Yes. I should have. See, I have it wrote down twice in different pronunciations.
Look at your notes.
Of EpicPodQuest.com. Go there, and if it's not there, like you said earlier, tell them to get it there because it seems like he's got a lot of different. I don't want to say niche topics because they're not really, because most of them are kind of mainstream, kind of cool to talk about, but they still are.
It's a lot of mainstream, but we're a small website that talks about a lot of big stuff.
Small website. Goodness, child. What's your idea of a big website? Google?
yeah, pretty much. Vice. I don't know, man. There's a lot out there that can definitely top us.
Well, yeah. There's a lot out there that can top us, me included. But we don't talk about those people.
Exactly.
I wanted to bring it back a little bit here because we've kind of covered all your stuff. So I've got a few random. These are going to be kind of random, but I want to get them out there. I want to talk about Wicked Radio Network for a minute because that's how we kind of crossed paths in the first place.
Yes.
Isn't that if you haven't been to, wickedradionetwork.com, I want to say it is. If not, I'm sorry, I apologize. Yeah. But there's a great collection of shows there too.
There's WRN has been a real leading force for us as far as just the networking opportunities and capability of what that network is, and we've had some shows come and go, and even with all of the consistency and the movement with all the shows, everyone's moving on to bigger and better things, and the network is still staying as strong as ever, which is always really, really great to see. And so it's just a great place to go and not only pick up on some new shows and find a couple of things that you may like, but it also is a great place if you are a podcaster to come be a part of and meet a lot of podcasters who've been doing this for a long time and some just getting started and see the gambit of diverse shows and diverse talent that's out there. You'll always find a guest.
Yeah, there's always something that you didn't know, or something you can learn, or something you can help somebody with. Either way it's going, there's always something. So
exactly.
Yeah, I remember when I just knocked on the door because they had a couple of horror shows, and I'm like, oh, paranormal horror, that kind of goes together. Me and my little attempt just to be cute.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay, and then we went back and forth about it for a little while, and then they, because at that point it was still kind of the closed little group of people they knew, and so I kicked the door in and said, hey, have a paranormal show. We kind of all get kind of in that same genre, and ever since then it just kind of like went boom and exploded. So I guess I'm happy to be that little knock on the door that kind of said maybe this could be something bigger than it is. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're a solid blip.
So I know you're into the pop culture kind of thing, and I've got a question here that'll either make you hang up on me or give me a straight answer.
Okay, well, I promise I won't hang up on you, so how about that?
Okay. If you had to go to a concert and see one or interview one, either way, Miley Cyrus or Justin Bieber?
Oh, man, I would totally talk to Miley Cyrus.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt, right? She should be the more interesting interview for sure.
Well, she's totally the more interesting. I don't know, with all the crap that's going on with Justin Bieber right now, there's so much stuff going on with him. He's been in and out of jail, different possession charges may or may not happening, egging different people's houses. And
what's up with that? I mean, what, really?
Look how old he is, man. He's only like 16 years old.
I'm surprised any kid nowadays eggs somebody. I thought they just posted hate on Twitter.
Yeah, no, they do. They post pictures of the egging, or it's mostly on Instagram and Vine now. They're just like, look at me, I'm going to Vine this video real quick of the egging this douchebag's car.
I don't watch TMZ often, or I don't follow them or anything, but it got retweeted enough that I had to pay attention to it. Justin Bieber peeing in the bucket at the restaurant.
Yes.
I'm like, really?
That guy is so just messed up. Like, I think that I could actually, if I had to go and interview either one of them, I would be totally happy with it, because then that would mean that I have reached a status of where I could actually go interview them. But I think I'd get a better combo out of Miley Cyrus than I would Justin Bieber. I think Justin would be too cool to talk, which is what he's doing right now. He's too cool to talk or to leave comments or to do anything. He's just working through his representatives. And I think Miley would sit down and actually have a good convo and would be able to really talk about the work that she's doing and the work that she's done and how it transformed her into what she's looking at right now. So I think it'd be a great interview.
And this question leads me to my next question. Who is your dream interview?
Oh, man, that changes like every week.
Well, I'm talking to you tonight, so.
Done. It's happening right now. I've always wanted to go in and talk to someone really influential in the film industry. Like, if I had a chance to sit down with Spielberg, I would absolutely love it. I would probably lose my mind doing that. J.J. Abrams is another filmmaker of mine that I would absolutely love to sit down with and just talk with. As far as dream interviews, I mean, pick a person out there. Miley Cyrus, why not? Yeah.
I think I've read The Witness on that one.
It'd be fun, man. It'd be a blast. There's so many people that I would love to talk to. I've had the pleasure of talking to a lot of people, really awesome people already. We got to talk to Muscles Glasses from the YouTube show. What's the one with the Epic Mealtime? So Epic Mealtime still continues without him, but Alex Perot, also known as Muscles Glasses from that show from the very beginning. We had him on the podcast. We got to chat with him. It was a really good time. We got to meet a lot of really cool comic book artists, and we've met some film directors and producers and writers, which has always been really, really cool. Just being a part of EpicPodQuest has put us in front of a lot of really awesome people that we probably wouldn't have gotten to meet any other way. And so
that's the one thing I enjoy about doing my show. I just enjoy talking to the people that I get to have on, and the fact that other people get to hear the conversations and add a bonus.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And it's been it was awesome being reached out to and just saying, hey, let's get you on the show. It means a lot to be able to sit down and talk about what I love.
I love talking to people that have a passion about what they do, and I host a paranormal show, and I'm sure that a few people have went click tonight when we've kind of had a little fun because we weren't talking about demons. But
I was all ready and I was all prepared to talk about demons and ghosts and the paranormal side of things, man. I absolutely dig on that stuff.
Okay, we can go there. We got a few minutes here. Have you seen like any of the TV shows? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I watched them. Well, there are moments of what appears to be and what I would believe to be truth. There's a lot of manufacturing going on, and a lot of that's just the presence of music, and it's just creating and manufacturing a feeling, and it's that feeling that entertains us. But when it comes to a lot of the content of the show, I think that I won't disagree that they actually do get in touch with different stuff and that they do interact with different things. It's really hard to prove that over a medium of television without actually being there. But you can look at genuine reactions, and you can definitely tell when something is being staged and being real, especially after you've worked in the industry for a while. And you know kind of what you're looking for as far as reading people goes. So there's definitely some genuine moments on those shows, and you can definitely see some genuine fear, and you can definitely see some genuine confusion, and some of the evidence that they pull, I think, is a little far-fetched, and some of the evidence they pull is spot on, and you're like, that looks ridiculous, and there's no way that could have happened any other way.
I always love the moments that you hear, did you hear that? And then you hear, next on the network.
Right.
Wow.
No, I didn't, but that was really suspicious.
Because you turn it up really loud so you can hear it, and then bam, they blare this thing over it. It's like, no.
with their ghost show music and some guy in an Affliction shirt yelling at the wall. You're like, yes, I'm in. I can't wait for that part. And then it just ends up being that they just saw a small animal and they were like, you just go get it real quick.
So how do you perceive, like, other investigators? I mean, I'm sure you don't come across that many, but how do you, like the grassroots people, the people that aren't on TV, do you notice them? I mean, you're on YouTube, so I'm sure you might see some of the stuff going on that people are posting.
Yeah, you see some of the stuff. I don't see. I don't really go hunting out for a lot of stuff on YouTube or things like that, as far as, you know, ghost hunting or paranormal hunting, anything like that. But you know, I've definitely done my fair amount of trolling, and then I like meeting other people who believe and who have experienced stuff, and going to where they experience things, and, you know, going ghost hunting myself, but, you know, not necessarily needing any, you know, not going with equipment or anything like that, but just going out and just feeling the air, feeling what you get, listening, hearing, seeing stuff, you know, interacting with things. There's just something fun, you know, and exciting about actually going out with someone to a place that they've been as haunted, or hearing the stories from other people. I love hearing stories from other people about what they saw, or what they felt, what they experienced, because it's a whole different kind of real for them. And as they portray that realness to you, that's what gets you really excited about it.
Yeah, when you hear the stories, there's that part that you're trying to be in their shoes, and then there's that part, the other hand, where it's going, okay, so the 800-pound dresser picked itself up, really?
Right. So what would it look like if a mirror were to lift off the wall and move 5 feet and lay itself down face down? Was that closing off the portal, or was that like...
and not break, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I can look at a mirror funny, and it'll crack and shatter and fall off the wall, but...
Yeah, exactly. But then, dude, I've definitely seen that kind of stuff. I've seen things levitate and lift. I've seen things turn on and off. I've had things grab me physically and hold me, which is always, it was creepy as hell. There's tons and tons of stuff that you just sometimes you can't explain, and that's why I love shows like yours, and I love shows that go out and find people, you know, like having your call-in thing of just ghost stuff. That's perfect. That's great. It gives everyone a chance to share their story, because if you really sit down and talk with someone for a while, there'll always be one thing that happened to someone somewhere that is unexplainable. And they sit back and they tell you about it, and you're like, I wish I could see that with my own two eyes. And I love the accounts of paranormal activity and just things that can happen, because I think stuff does absolutely go bump in the night. And someone's got to be there to see it.
So you don't need me to do your paranormal stuff. You've got it covered.
Yeah, absolutely. I could, I should totally start a paranormal article online. I think that'd be great.
Okay, so we're running quickly out of time. So, EpicPodQuest.com. Go there.
EpicPodQuest.com.
YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher. Go sign up for all the fun stuff that he has. Don't miss anything.
Yeah. Give us a listen online. Let us know what you think by leaving a comment. Leave us a review on iTunes. Thumbs us up on Stitcher, which is great. Just let us know that you listen. Let us know that you hung out with us for a little bit. Come hit us up on YouTube. Leave us a comment. We're always doing... we did a lot of contests earlier on, and we did a lot of stuff through YouTube. So I know that we have a couple more contests that we're going to be doing through the website and through YouTube. So make sure that you just check those out daily, and go find something that you like. And if you find something that you like well enough, you can't find a place to do it, give us a contact. ask@epicpodquest.com. Let us know how we can help you make one of your dreams come true, because that's what we love doing the most.
And anything else I may have missed in the conversation we need to promote? I think we got it all.
Everything is on epicpodquest.com. So if you just go there and spend 5 minutes trolling around that site, you'll see everything that you need to know. But yeah, youtube.com. If it ends in a .com, there's a /epicpodquest somewhere. If there's an account that we can have or sign up for, just type that in /epicpodquest, and you will find our version of whatever that is. Follow us on Twitter @EpicPodQuest, Facebook.com /EpicPodQuest. Tumblr.com or Tumblr.EpicPodQuest.com, whatever. Who knows what that is?
I understand. Well, Grant, it's been fun having you on tonight. So I'm going to cut you off and do my little bit like I told you earlier and catch you down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and I hope to come back and do it real soon.
All right. So that was grant-lahaie. I said it without him on air this time, so I couldn't get made fun of for mispronouncing it, and I apologize for that. And he's a good sport about it. He actually told me to kind of goof on him a little bit about it, so just for the record, so I'm not getting busted on for that. So we had a little fun with that tonight. Tonight's sponsor is Spectrum Lights, the best infrared IR boosters available. Significant illumination gains is made with Sony infrared cameras. Visit SpectrumState.com or follow them on Twitter at AU Paranormal on Twitter. I want to thank everybody that hung out tonight. I know it's not the usual show, but that's okay because this month's kind of going to be different. I've got the roast coming up at the end of the month. If you haven't called in to leave your voicemail yet, please do at 234-738-2552. Standard toll rates apply. Of course, you're just going to be leaving a voicemail. Have some fun with it. I heard one that was sent to me via email because he wanted to produce it, which is fine. If you want to do that, just drop me an email at italkparanormal@gmail.com. The rest of them I'm not trying to listen to. I'm trying to let them come out live. So it'll be a good time. But here's the deal. We need your help. We need your support. I love all of you. You guys have been a great support for the years. So now's your chance to kind of needle me back, so to speak. So check out italkparanormal.com and be ready for the roast at the end of the month. Have a good night, everybody.
Well, before we flip that on-air sign to the off position, a quick reminder. For all things about the report, previews, and reviews, go to italkparanormal.com.
If you're looking for a radio show where all things paranormal go, well, tune in and be in the know with Jim Malliard as your host. Come and see what lies beneath paranormal activity. The Malliard Report. Yeah, the Malliard Report. Tune in and listen every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, right online. It's the Malliard Report. Yeah, the Malliard Report.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit take2radio.com.